Japan is one of the safest, cleanest, and most welcoming countries in the world. But even the most well-meaning tourists can unintentionally break unspoken cultural rules. What seems harmless in one country can be considered disruptive in another. So here's a question. What are the unwritten rules of Japan that no one tells you about, but locals notice instantly? In this video, we'll walk through the most essential do's and don'ts when visiting Japan. From mastering public transportation manners to knowing when not to take out your camera. These tips are backed by real voices from Japan and updated for 2025 to make sure your experience is both respectful and unforgettable. Number 1. Public transportation etiquette in Japan. Public transport in Japan is incredibly efficient, clean, and reliable, but it comes with its own set of rules that visitors often overlook. First and foremost, lining up in an orderly queue at train and bus stops is standard practice. There are even designated markers on platforms showing exactly where to wait. Cutting the line or pushing ahead is a major faux pas. Another key point, let passengers exit before boarding. It sounds simple, but it's one of the most commonly ignored rules by tourists. Blocking the door while others are trying to get off causes delays and unnecessary stress. Once inside, silence is golden. Loud conversations, phone calls, or even video watching without headphones are all considered disrespectful. Trains are often used by students, professionals, and elderly people who appreciate peace and quiet. Many use the commute to rest or read, so keeping noise to a minimum is just basic courtesy. And here's a bonus tip. Avoid eating on local commuter trains, especially during rush hours. While long-distance trains like the Shinkansen allow for snacks and meals, urban trains are not dining spots. Culturally, these practices reflect Japan's deep respect for social harmony, a shared understanding that personal comfort shouldn't come at the cost of others. Number 2. Voice volume. It's not just about being polite. In Japan, the volume of your voice matters more than you might think. Many tourists don't realize how loud they are in comparison to locals. In daily life, restaurants, streets, public transportation, Japanese people tend to speak softly. Even in groups, conversations are often subdued. Raising your voice, even in excitement, can feel overwhelming to those nearby. It's not just seen as impolite, it can be perceived as inconsiderate or even disruptive. Of course, not all places are quiet. At izakaya, Japanese pubs, people laugh, shout, and enjoy themselves. But in more refined settings like traditional restaurants or tea houses, the atmosphere is meant to be tranquil. So here's a simple rule of thumb. When in doubt, use your library voice. Matching the tone of your surroundings helps you blend in and shows sensitivity to the local culture. Number 3. Cleanliness. Why it matters more than you think. One of the first things visitors notice about Japan is how incredibly clean everything is, from the streets to train stations and public restrooms. And yet, you'll rarely see public trash bins. So how does it stay so spotless? Because cleanliness here is a shared responsibility. People often carry small bags to store trash until they find the right bin at home or in a convenience store. It's part of everyday life. Unfortunately, one of the biggest mistakes tourists make is leaving gum, wrappers, or cigarette butts behind, sometimes without even realizing it. Even something as small as flicking a piece of trash onto the sidewalk can come across as deeply disrespectful. Cleanliness in Japan is not just about hygiene, it's a reflection of respect for community space. Even if no one says anything directly, locals do notice. So, always take a moment to ask yourself, would I be okay if someone did this in my neighborhood? Chances are, that mindset will keep you in the clear. Number 4. Photography and filming. Respect and permission. Japan is undeniably photogenic, but taking the perfect shot should never come at someone else's expense. In popular tourist areas like Kyoto's Gion district or Tokyo's Asakusa, it's tempting to snap photos of traditional architecture, street scenes, or even locals dressed in kimono. But here's the catch. Many people don't want to be filmed or photographed without consent. This is especially true with Maiko, apprentice geisha, who have often been swarmed by tourists and paparazzi-style cameras. It's become such a problem that signage has been installed in some areas explicitly forbidding unauthorized photography. Also, walking through crowds with a GoPro mounted on a stick or gimbal can be seen as invasive. In recent years, some restaurants, shops, and temples have started putting up "no filming my" signs due to privacy concerns. So here's the golden rule. If you want to take a photo or video that involves people or private property, ask first. And if unsure, put the camera away and enjoy the view through your own eyes. Number 5. Language and first impressions. Language barriers exist, but a little effort in Japanese goes a long way. When approaching someone, especially for help, starting the conversation in Japanese, even just a word or two, shows effort and respect. It breaks the ice and makes the other person feel more at ease. For example, "Sumimasen," excuse me, "Eigo o hanasemasu ka?" Do you speak English? Why does this matter? Because while many Japanese people study English in school, not everyone feels confident speaking it, especially older generations. Suddenly, hearing fast English can make someone freeze up, even if they want to help. But when you show humility and try Japanese first, it opens the door to a warmer, more positive interaction. Number 6. Reading the room, kuki o yomu. One of the most uniquely Japanese concepts is kuuki o yomu, which means reading the atmosphere. This idea is woven into everyday life. It's not about what's written on signs or told to you directly. It's about observing the situation and acting accordingly. For instance, if a room is quiet, don't force loud laughter. If there's a line forming, don't pretend not to notice and skip ahead. If people are removing shoes at an entrance, do the same, even if no one asks. In Japan, many rules are unspoken but deeply felt. Breaking them might not get you yelled at, but it will make others uncomfortable. Learning to read the air may take time, but it's a valuable skill for anyone traveling here. The more attuned you become to the local rhythm, the richer your experience will be. Number 7. Tourist pitfalls to avoid in 2005. Japan's increasing popularity as a travel destination means more visitors than ever are exploring its streets, shrines, and scenery. But with that surge comes greater responsibility. A few common behaviors, often unintentional, can cause tension between tourists and locals. One major issue is the overuse of smartphones and cameras while walking. Navigating with your head down, filming in narrow streets, or walking with a selfie stick in busy areas not only disrupts foot traffic, but also risks accidents. In many traditional areas, it's considered disrespectful. Another pitfall is sitting or resting in inappropriate spots, like on temple steps, garden walls, or in front of shops. These are not public benches. What may seem like a casual break to a visitor might be seen as a breach of sacred or private space. Also, it's essential to respect signage. If a sign says "no photography" or "do not enter," it's not a suggestion. It reflects a desire to protect local privacy, sacred places, or the experiences of other guests. With tourism booming again in 2025, many communities in Japan are becoming more protective of their cultural heritage and public spaces. As a guest, being mindful of that goes a long way. Number 8. Blending in versus standing out. There's no need to try to be Japanese, but observing and respecting local customs is deeply appreciated. In fact, tourists who blend into the rhythm of Japanese life are often welcomed with greater warmth and curiosity. One clear pattern locals notice: long-term foreign residents tend to follow etiquette more naturally than short-term tourists. That's not because they're better, it's just that they've had time to observe and adapt. Japan isn't asking visitors to be perfect. Mistakes happen, but the difference lies in awareness. When visitors make an effort to understand the culture and act with consideration, it creates a better experience for everyone involved. As the old saying goes, when in Japan, do as the Japanese do. It's not about losing your identity, it's about showing respect through observation, patience, and humility. Number 9, underrated part of culture, Japanese snacks and omiyage. Japanese cuisine is world famous, but one part that's often overlooked by visitors is the incredible world of Japanese snacks. From seasonal treats like sakura-flavored mochi in spring to regionally unique senbei, rice crackers, snacks in Japan are an art form. They blend tradition and innovation, with packaging that's just as beautiful as the taste. This ties into the omiyage, souvenir gift culture. In Japan, it's common to bring back beautifully wrapped snacks or local specialties for coworkers, friends, or family after a trip. These gifts aren't just tasty, they show thoughtfulness and appreciation. Want to explore real Japanese snack culture? Visit a depachika, the food floor under department stores, or stop by train station kiosks with limited edition items. For those who want to keep the flavors of Japan even after returning home, curated snack boxes like Sakurako and Tokyo Treat offer a chance to experience seasonal goodies delivered right to your door. Number 10. Recommended places to visit in 2025. There's no shortage of places to see in Japan, but a few destinations truly stand out in 2025. Hakone. Just a short train ride from Tokyo, Hakone is famous for its scenic beauty and relaxing onsen, hot springs. Many ryokan offer private outdoor baths with mountain views, perfect for a peaceful retreat. Harajuku and Yoyogi Park. In Tokyo, Harajuku showcases youth fashion and pop culture, while nearby Yoyogi Park provides a space to relax, picnic, or even catch impromptu performances. This area captures both the modern and traditional energy of Japan. Shibuya. Known for its iconic scramble crossing, Shibuya is more than just a photo op. Explore its back streets for vintage stores, indie cafes, and stylish local bars that blend old and new. Osaka. If friendly vibes and food are your sure thing, Osaka is a must. Locals are famously outgoing, and street food like takoyaki and okonomiyaki is unbeatable. Nagoya. Often overlooked, Nagoya offers affordability, local charm, and fantastic food without the crowds. It's a great base for travelers looking for something more relaxed and authentic. Number 11. Onsen versus Sento. What's the difference? Bathing culture is a big part of life in Japan, but not all baths are created equal. Onsen are natural hot springs rich in minerals, often found in scenic or rural areas. They're seen as healing, both physically and spiritually. Sento, on the other hand, are public bathhouses that use heated tap water. They're usually more affordable and found in urban neighborhoods. Traditionally, tattoos were banned in many of these places due to associations with organized crime. But in 2025, more tattoo-friendly onsen and sento are opening up to welcome international visitors. It's always good to check ahead or look for signage. Whichever you choose, proper etiquette, washing thoroughly before entering the bath, and keeping towels out of the water is key. Number 12. Cultural sensitivity and openness. Japan is incredibly safe and welcoming, but like any country, it has its cultural nuances. Some visitors may notice that values around personal space, gender identity, or LGBTQ+ visibility can feel more conservative compared to places like Canada or the Netherlands. That said, Japan is changing, slowly but steadily. Curious, respectful tourists are often received with warmth, even when the values differ. The key is to remain open-minded and non-judgmental. Conversations about difference don't have to be uncomfortable, they can be enriching. Being sensitive doesn't mean censoring yourself. It means listening, learning, and approaching new customs with humility. So here's a quick recap. Be respectful. Keep your voice down. Don't litter. Follow the signs. Learn a little Japanese. Observe how others act, and join in the rhythm. Because being a mindful traveler isn't about rules, it's about respect. It's about curiosity, kindness, and the willingness to grow. The more you understand Japan, the more Japan opens up to you. And once it does, it's the kind of place that leaves a mark on your heart forever. So go ahead, explore, enjoy, and embrace the beauty of Japan the right way.